Hi folks, it's Pastor Greg, and we're continuing our look at the 52 words that every Christian should know. I should say the 52 Hebrew words that every Christian ought to know. And today we're looking at the third word, RUACH, which is translated as wind, breath, or spirit. And I tell you what, when I've heard the idea of the RUACH of God, and it gets translated as the breath of God, and again, just as easily, the Spirit of God, the wind of God, you'll find all of those different translations in your Bible. But when I've heard like the breath of God, sometimes I've wondered, and I hope it's not too base, but I was like, what does God's breath smell like? And I think the reality is that God's breath, with the idea that it's wind, it's a spirit, God's breath moved over the waters, or God's spirit moved over, or his wind moved over the waters. The idea is that wind, breath, it changes things. Breath gives life. Wind changes, and the spirit, it infuses and gives life. All of those ideas. So the breath is chaotic, it's beautiful, so it can be sweet. God's breath maybe smells sweet at times. You know he's there. I think God's breath can smell like fire, like a distant fire, or God's breath might at times smell like assaulting, one that takes us back. And what I mean is the presence of God can be all of those things, but the idea is that it's a moving, powerful force. We often don't talk about the Spirit of God, it seems like. We talk more about God the Father and God Jesus, and people wonder. But the reality is the work of God is done through his Ruach, his Spirit. And that Spirit is within us. It speaks to ours, our Ruach, our eternal Spirit. And that's one of our connections. When God says, let's make him in our image, I think that is one of the key focuses, is that he embedded within us Ruach, his spirit, his breath, his wind, his ability to move and create and work with his creation. And that's all a part of us. That's a part of our being made in his image. And sometimes we're sweet, and sometimes we blow powerful, or we're like a fire, and sometimes we don't smell so good. Anyway, blessings on you. Again, Ruach. May the Ruach of God bless you.